Okay, I want you to picture something you've probably seen a million times. The simple 1 to 100 number chart. That basic grid from just about every classroom ever. But what if I told you it's so much more than just a list of numbers?
What if this thing we've all glanced at and forgotten is actually a secret map? A map that's just jam-packed with hidden pathways, beautiful patterns, and all sorts of mathematical codes just waiting for someone to find them. Well, guess what? Today, that's exactly what we're going to do. So first things first, let's get reacquainted with our map. This is our reliable starting point for this whole adventure.
And here it is, the good old 10 by 10 grid. You've got numbers 1 through 100 all laid out in these perfect little rows. Each row is just a group of 10. Seems pretty basic, right? But it's this exact structure, this simple organization, that makes everything else possible.
Okay, you ready? This is where the real fun begins. We're going to start cracking some of the first codes hidden right inside this grid. Let's start with something we all know, right? Even and odd numbers. Even numbers, you can divide them by 2. Odd numbers, you can't. Simple concept. But watch what happens when we apply this simple rule to our map. So, let's just do a little paint by numbers. We'll color all the odd numbers one color and all the evens another. And whoa, look at that. The grid just completely transforms. All of a sudden, you've got these perfect alternating columns of color. That right there is our first big aha moment. It shows us that math isn't just about crunching numbers. It's about seeing the beautiful structures they create.
But that was just scratching the surface. It gets way cooler. Let's dig a little deeper, because you're not going to believe the other patterns hiding in here.
So, instead of just looking at the properties of numbers, let's try moving around the grid. Think of it like we're traveling across the map by skip counting. We're going to jump from number to number, but only in steps of 5. So, as we hop along, 5, 10, 15, 20, you start to notice something, right? We're only ever landing on numbers that end in a 5 or a 0. And when you highlight all those spots, you get 2 perfectly straight, clean, vertical lines running down the chart. Another hidden structure revealed.
All right, so 5s gave us those nice, clean, vertical lines. That was pretty straightforward. But what about a number that's a little trickier, like 3? Let's try highlighting all the multiples of 3 and see what kind of shape they make.
And check it out. No more straight lines. This time, the multiples of 3 create these amazing diagonal stripes that just slice across the whole grid. It's a totally different vibe, right? It just goes to show you that different numbers have their own unique visual fingerprint.
It's not just about multiples either. The grid itself has these, well, they're like built-in cheat codes for getting around. It's almost like a secret board game.
Check this out. Pick any number on the board. Now, move 1 square straight down. You just added 10 every single time. Go from, say, 22 to 32. Bam, 10. What about diagonally, down and to the right? That's always adding 11. These little rules are baked right into the grid's DNA.
Okay, now let's talk about some of the superstars of our number map. The special numbers, the ones that kind of do their own thing. I'm talking about prime numbers. The rebels, only divisible by 1 in themselves. And then you've got the perfect squares. These are the results of a number times itself, like 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. You get it. Let's go find them. So first, let's hunt for the primes. And when you highlight them, you'll see, well, there's no obvious pattern. They're just kind of scattered all over the place. And that randomness, that's what makes them so special. In fact, their unpredictability is so important, it's literally the backbone of modern internet security. How cool is that? But then you have the perfect squares, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. And unlike the primes, these guys totally create a pattern. See that? They formed this beautiful, sweeping arc that curves right across the chart. It's another gorgeous shape, and it was hiding in plain sight this whole time.
So we found all these amazing patterns, these secret codes, but you might be thinking, okay, that's neat, but what does it have to do with my life? Let's connect these dots. And that's a totally fair question. Why should we care about this stuff? Well, the truth is, once you start to see these patterns on the chart, you start seeing them everywhere.
Seriously, think about it. Your calendar? It's just a grid built on multiples of 7. The house numbers on your street, they're sorted by evens and odds. And a clock? You're just skip counting by 5s every time you look at the minute hand. Math is literally the hidden language that organizes our world.
And hey, the absolute best way to really get this is to play around with it yourself. You can actually make your own number maze. Just pick a number to start with, Write down some simple rules like, okay, now add 10, or move diagonally down right, and then give it to a friend and see if they can find where you ended up.
You know, what we've done today is really just scratching the surface. There are endless patterns in this chart. We found lines, diagonals, curves. So my question for you is, now that you know how to look, what new secrets are you going to find?
Students, don't forget to write your new project from school in comment section.
Yes, we can't wait to read them. हम जरूर आपके दिए गए विषय पर वीडियो बनाएंगे. Thanks for watching. Please like and follow our channel.